Man, go ahead and my
in another Fortnite game. I'm back in another game. They're really ready for way to go with a kick though. I heard that.
You talking about the mighty coffee and you very geeky?
Oh. Mario do something fast, big man.
I ain't a killer. Don't push me. Yeah, you might bring that coffee to us.
Somebody sitting out, bro. Someone sitting out.
Yeah.
The money box sitting out.
Who's the money box?
Mario.
The market.
The market, right?
The market. The market here, man.
Man, busy elsewhere.
Hi.
Yo, what's up, Billy Trigger?
Cruising down the street in my UFO.
Whatever you feel is. You wanna join him up? Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Ducking up and then to the front. Knuckleheads out there, shoot it. Sure, the boys in my hood are always hard. Ooh.
It's song that you want and I do.
Shit.
You want right? Like,
Your mom want me one, man.
Who want
You want to see what you RKH.
it's funny, bro. Watch out. It's funny that I can't see myself.
It's funny that I can't see one another.
I can't see myself. You're sure I asked you to come over here and get this thing. Welcome to Jamrock.
Who you name? I got here.
Poor Russell. I need RGH, man. Come on, man.
You
There ain't no set on the name.
Can I? Are you ready, can I?
Yo. What?
I'm a nigger.
Mama, I want to get back in the creative though, so I'm on you about that.
I know.
Come on, here.
It's not us.
No real family in jail.
My mama wish she would see me in Yale.
Shit, no.
They can't go last game, boy. Ik ben maar, ik zweer, Jara, Safari, Salatie, I see that skin out there yesterday in your bum.
Thank you.
Alright, you told yourself, man.
Yeah, I be more man kick out, man.
Yeah, Rashad, no boy like you.
Yeah, Rashad, get him. You may have to promote Woody around shit.
Yeah, left. Rashad, man, left. Rashad, man, left. Boy, ready yet, Rashad? Rashad, ready yet, boy? Rashad, ready yet, boy?
Don't get over
Mama, you want me want you, brother.
I so messed up. Yo, actually, the man actually made my take you to get and play, man. And they kick me, man. No, okay. Oh my god. I woke up like this, y'all.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
I woke up in a new Toyota. I woke up in a new Toyota. Where's called a Star Wars car? A Toyota.
Yeah, catch on, but that wasn't funny. A toy, yeah, toy and Yota. Yota's that small ugly thing. I look at you. Yeah, we can.
Obviously, cause you give a girl the force. Yeah, so that lyric was hard.
Big man over here, what you said, B?
I tell you, give a girl.
That was? You lit covering your mouth.
This is bullying. I'm not taking that, man. Ain't cool, bro.
Oh, that's a stick up though, for real. Yo, ass. Big man, you done? My man want you want for Navy.
So you know, storm, so still there.
Stormhawks block, nigga. I'll probably chilling today.
Be the nigga block,
Stormhawks.
What is supposed to be? A grasshopper? That's supposed to be a dragon. Whoa.
That's supposed to be a butterfly, my man.
A butterfly?
Yeah, the block is up.
I saw a guy, Mario.
I'm up on me, boy. You know how I'm gonna drop down? You get knocked before, boy, pretty money.
Yo, that make kill, boy.
Who? Nah, boy. Yo! Just said wrong that, boy.
Nah, fam. Nah, big man, you know what I'm like, man, I'm laughing, make that right. I need to push off with my big man.
What was?
I just wanna dance. Fine.
Damn, what is that?
Slurpee-o.
L2 slurp what?
That's where it go, right? That reminded me of Rashad, right? Oh.
Rashad is a bot.
You know what I mean, but, you know what I mean? That was a good stuff on Twitter, man. I'm already there, no?
Yeah, I got to wait.
I was there, man. I was here to 9 days, big man. What was this? Mario, go off your mic.
I'm up on me, Damian.
Yeah, 40! Not gonna boot. Alright, you know. Hey, man, for one try for it, I'll make it.
Stop moving,
She back it up on me. She back it up at me? Oh, I ain't.
I don't look like a name, man.
You'll have to smoke your bottles. Smoke a bottles. I feel it.
You may still want to let's go. McGregor.
McGregor. Wait, McGregor?
No.
Mario, how they name me for that? Or your name was McGregor?
Mike Man.
That McGregor?
My Mike Man.
McGregor though?
What is?
Like big man? No, what I mind him that box. What I mind that box. That box with me better.
Conor McGregor.
Big man, but that Mike Riga. That's Mike Riga, big man. I'm McGregor.
I ain't that right, but you saw them.
I'm Mike Riga.
Wanna come me?
Yeah, bro. Give me your dude. Yeah, what minis? Come on!
I might talk
You should
somebody.
tell me minis.
I actually made the Mario minis.
What is that? Everyone set up a like and sub if you're new to the channel. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Anybody want to tear me a blue air? Well, fuck, I'm not starting flick. Dumb big man. Ain't me storm no dang. My mind ain't meant to St. Juice. My mind ain't meant to St. Juice and them chug spots are rather than them big man. But that person don't mess me up. They rap through.
You are young boy.
I mean, Molly.
Cause shooting like nigga be snarming.
They're gonna make it here,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, big man. Watch you seen already. I can't remember what the game said. Right, I don't know what the oh, I remember what the game said, but no bother. Cause it's finna come about myself. And they got a cat game.
Run that money,
Oh, Lord, I love the gold test.
Who's Lorna?
But that shield is so playing. The off.
Oh, that can't be a mega drop. See my juggling the bond though. I wanna go up here and you know.
Yeah, party, the medicals, the medical kittico.
Medical
kitty.
I'm on it.
Yeah,
Back here, someone's getting me, but I can't see them. Someone's bleeding. You're a big pop here, boy. That's mine. And that little minis on a big pop. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Kinda got a hunt.
Yeah, man. We out to this here. Be out of here, man. Be out of here, man. Let me go.
It's Friday. What day?
Tell a whole something like this. Friday, man. What day?
Jag vill ha med Lafis.
I'm sure that.
You thought that they were friends, but they only turned out not to be friends. Wait, it's all going minis.
I got 6.
Stuff. I can't hold minis.
I got 2 more.
Hey, well, see grenades or anything? We got 20 grenades.
A million grenades back there, boy.
Nah, I paid them up because you got 15 grenades.
Well, man, you got 15 grenades and one man with your minis, your brother.
Yes, big man. But I got more skills because of these grenades.
They don't care.
Baby, tell yourself. I mean, the back.
But you used to start conversation. Can't mess with these lames because they messy. Yeah, you sure she gonna ride? She gonna die for me. Yeah, all my niggas they gonna slide for me.
I can't be free kid like Ronaldo and left the goalkeeper Messi. Bars. Right around the cars. No Bugatti. Not any fucking.
I won't see anything beat the head. Get the sniper shot. Yo. My party youngsters out in this game though.
What the hell, man?
What?
What? I got sound over here.
Yo. We're the mock, nigga. I mean, really. She's on, big man, won't snake out, nigga. Peek ahead. Yo!
It's me.
What? Tell me that I ain't Teron. Let me hope. First. 100.
What day, man? Oh, now this grenade ain't even me. Oh, nah. Whoa. Oh, they want
What? What you gonna shoot?
Vô ra! Ở đây. Anh xua cô bên ngoài đây. Ở đây. Ada thế nào?
Nah.
Trả lời.
Oh, gua agak mak bro. Marah dah lu lama.
What đây? Đâu cặp mặt đi. What đây?
Oh my god.
Andero.
Ở phía xe bó không? Mà mẹ đuổi bỏ không? Đâu mà tôi đi mà bị bỏ đi tôi đâu? Maki. Đi cái em Maki.
Không có chia phải đầy. I got good already play.
This will get me on strong.
Lavion, shut up, my big man.
But it's so like everything did me wrong. I was blind, I let me go. I was blind.
Think today.
Everything. I can take you at the back. I'm on my business.
Ain't got time for that. So we'll be out gonna help you for my race, my root baby. Am I with talking or anything? Am I here, boy?
Hey bot.
Yo.
What's up, bro?
My man? My man? Mày thấy anh vợ này chạm đi theo hóa please.
1v1 me please.
Real death for AT, I'm a bot, bro. Well, I can't remember. It's just clear what you saying. Let's see, audio sharing settings. Include share party audio. Include broadcast settings. If you're coming, advanced settings. Comments to speak. Yeah. We see.
Hi.
Cool ring, no problem, bro. Nah, you could come and join up. I mean, what's up, Cool ring? What's up, bro? I should drop a.
Can I join?
Join. Cool ring, no problem, bro. You can join. Make sure to drop a link in the sub. Also, share the stream for friends, guys. Share the stream for friends. Cool ring, you can join.
Okay.
Bro. Make sure to drop a like and a sub, guys.
Those last spots, 4 are up for grabs, Shy. That's it, 4 left.
It's all around the world, man. Low, mid, and height, everything getting contested. Juice to milk for eliminations on every single layer. And Shaw and Nirwa just played it perfectly there. We see the chaos of all these builds, all these layer switches, people just trying to survive. It is the last week as well. Everyone's just trying out their honed strategies over these 9 weeks of preparation. They've had solos and duos. A lot of people splitting up, playing with new duos as well. We've seen that a lot in NA East, as well in EU. As we get into this next game, Issa and Camo on the low ground.
Yep, and you can see that controller duo.
Hey, what up, bro?
Hey. Hey.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. How are you? No problem. No problem. No problem. Let's play the game, the ground game.
Ground, alright. Ground thing.
Ground game, yeah. Yeah, ready up, bro.
If you can get some stream snipers.
No. I'm not that big of a streamer yet, bro.
You've got 200 subs.
Huh?
Well, you've got 200 subs.
Man, that's not a lot of subs, bro. What servers do you play on?
Europe.
Oh, I'm gonna lag so hard.
URL.
Oh, want me to change?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
Bro, I'm gonna lag so hard playing with you, bro.
I'll change me settings for you then.
Don't spray and pray to kill. Carry this Lord in this one. Yeah, every shot count. I just do a corner circle.
URL.
Yeah, man.
Where do you want to land? Alright. Can it hear you?
Huh? I'm not. I wasn't talking. I wasn't talking. Sorry about that. I wasn't talking.
Just your mic thing went up there.
Oh, I wasn't talking, bro.
Alright. You playing PS?
Yeah. Oh, PS4.
Alright.
Hey, you need to use my code in the shop, bro.
Like, subscribe, share.
Oh my god.
My gun lagging so hard. I can't believe it. I can't.
Should I invite some of my friends?
Huh?
Should I invite some of my friends?
No, bro. Can you give me host?
Excuse me?
Can you give me host?
Both.
Party leader,
Okay.
party leader.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay. Let's play normal duels.
Alright.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, Mom JK lock me. I set up a like and a sub. Mom JK lock me and set up a like and a sub.
Do you wanna play Fortnite?
No problem. I'm gonna drop my epic name in the chat.
Where you wanna land? Block. Do you leave for that, I can there you go Pleasant.
If you wanna
I'll
add
check.
me on PS4 TTV Munch Club, by the way. Juice09.
I set up a like and a sub to the channel, everyone. A like and sub if you're new.
What the hell?
URL.
Oh,
How can he hit them?
God.
No, how can he actually bloody hit them? Look, this control of that.
Epic is great gamer 567.
Bro, I mean, I like to your friend class, bro. Shoot, let me to shadow bomb.
URL.
No.
Hello. Like, subscribe, share.
Yo, what's up, Nanny Meme?
Keep up the great content.
Yeah, thanks, bro. No problem.
Oh, they're there. Take a baller and leave.
Shit, man.
URL. Like, subscribe, share.
Where do you want to go this time? You choose.
Let's go. Okay.
That. There's people joining. Alright. both take the house. Look on life. Would you rest me? Pretty quickly res me. Pretty quick.
And I was about to res you, bro. Got killed by the trap.
Gotta go.
Huh?
Gotta go.
No problem. Boy, you can see me from right there? Come on, man. Come on. Boy, you could have seen me, B.
PSN. Alright, go ahead and send me one, Russ. It'll be easier that way. What's your epic? My epic does not work, unfortunately. No killing till third zone? Yeah, no killing till third zone. That's the one for this game. Alright, code does not work. Dang. It's not working for some people. We got 50 people in. How about this? How about we get this game started, and then after that we'll put a new code in. Alright. Yeah. Oh, my bad, my bad. Alright. Come on, YouTube, get a shout out. Hey, what's up, SJUICE-GAMING? How's it going, man? Alright, we'll go ahead and start it, and then for the people that did not get in, we'll go ahead and do another one after this, and then put a different code in. I see you for first. Alright. We can't go for high kills, dang. Thanks for... No problem, no problem. Alright. So we're not gonna kill until the third zone, so just make sure that you guys keep that in mind. Shout out my friend's YouTube channel, Elms. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Elms, hey. Identity intelligence and rollway. Dang. Blue Squire, got you. Alright, everyone loot up and don't kill anyone until the third circle until like the end, basically. So.
Don't kill too dark or something else.
Alright, we're going the night. Home to your group, baby. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Alright, let's go.
Did Luna leave the chat?
Yeah, she left the chat to go just think you're dying now. Oh, dang. The competition.
No, man. This is my second account, man. I have...
Hey, back! Hey, Bill, big man. Big man, like Bill beat out, he tell you about foolish Fortnite, big man. He thought he could hit me sword and anything for foolish damages, big man. Fortnite ain't for me, you know. There's a ball. No check, man. Tell me he didn't leave, boy. Man, no one leave, yeah. Oh.
Am I doing well? Am I doing well? Alright. What's up, people? Get this like subscribe. Don't forget that.
No luck there. The boy wasn't there.
I'm gonna start it soon, guys. Don't forget to share the stream, guys. If you're new.
What ball landing?
Huh? There you got one? Yeah, everything.
Don't start.
Uma.
Alright, Fortnite fam, we're here for week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online High School Qualifiers. Just like the year, we are very excited to be here. The final week of solo competition, hopefully trying to make a final competition and really keep it top notch. So, guys, are you ready for week 9, the final day? Man, that's kind of hold back the cookies. I'll hold back. Yes, man. I'm so happy. I don't have to be here. You got some qualifications. You got a dancing banana too. I want to see where that at some point during the World Cup. Fortnite fam, you guys know I love it when you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. And to the social producer that helped sift through all the tweets and all the incredible things you guys sent us, his name is Nick Brown. Alright guys, my name is Nick Brown. And for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, I'm working as a social producer. So basically, every time any of the casters say use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, I'm the one who plays defense to make sure that none of those tweets with bad words end up on the big screen. Alright, Courage, let's go to the kitchen. Let's get ourselves some food. What we got, some garlic bread. Is that chicken parmesan? Oh my god, it's chicken parm! Yes! You okay? Do I need to put this one back? Bro, they put garlic bread for me. I'm not getting Come on. What's up, Fortnite fam? It's Squinch here, and recently we've been trying to level up the server, so we found our server to get cool dynamic shots. If you guys really awesome. And let's share some of our favorite shots with you guys. I can't imagine the weight that these competitors must feel on their shoulders. Whoa, okay. Wow. Seems like the observers are having a little bit of competition back there. Alright, observers, let's get it. And then trying to challenge those fights, and that just freaked me out. What? Thinking about something freaky. There is Nick just above Champ's foot. That's apparently that's someone's name in Fortnite. You don't know about that, Jack? You really need to step up your competitive Fortnite knowledge. It's okay, though. It's Champ's foot. Like, physically, it's his foot. What's up? What's up?
to a little bit of the European action. We're playing duos today. I know I'm excited to see how everyone fares. We only have a few more spots left in New York at the end of July. So without further ado, I want to get into more games, but in order to do that, I need some casters. I got Zeke. I got Bola. Bola, take it away.
Thanks so much, Boogie. We are here. Can't stress enough, this is the final 10, final opportunity, the final chance for players to earn a spot.
No, we can't. There's only 4 spots up for grabs in the EU, and we're already seeing the story shape up. Skype and Bottom might be making that last second clutch into New York City. But let's get into action because we have to figure out who is going to be left standing when the dust is all settled. So let's get into games.
Here we go. The first game of luck. Don't forget, 2 times, very, very close to being all wrapped up. We're going to have a little bit of extra time to just make sure everyone gets all their games through. And don't forget this 3-hour window or 10 matches, whichever comes first. Here with Close, DQ and his partner, SWAT, for elimination. Them, 41 players remain in current lobby. 22 duos still left. Look at this third one.
Going over the entire ravine there, the bridge in the middle. Kind of a little bit of a taking. Ready to hop over with the launch pads or shadow bombs or whatever they might be using. And to get in that position right on that window with the,
Yeah, that's one that I used to call it big screen. I was like, I'll realize it there. But if you're watching all the on their face, so Nylon's gonna get ripped out of the air. Immediately, there is another elimination and SWAT.
Hi. Can I play? play.
Yeah, then the hot breath god, no problem, bro. Just make sure you sub to the channel, my guy. Then. I know luck there. Not a boy was there.
Moving into these last games, the queues are definitely about to close.
There we go. We got another game, of course. More Fortnite action to be had near Happy Hamlet right now. Storm Circle 5. Don't forget, if you're new to Fortnite, the way we've been running the qualifiers, we hop into the Storm Circle 4, 5, sometimes even 6, getting right in the action, skipping past the looting, the drops, all of it, jumping right into all of the action to be had. I think we should probably refresh people on the format just in case they're tuning in for the first time. So guys, don't forget, every single elimination is a point. Top 15, 10, 5 in the victory hour, all the placement thresholds. Look at this. Cubs is just finding elims.
Perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. When you're on the edge of the zones, you have options to get in. He has those shadow bombs if he wants to use them, but you obviously don't want to use all your mobility early. You only have 2 of those, so he forces out the launch pad from the team nearby. If that did not work, he still has the option to go ahead and use those shadow bombs, so doesn't have to worry about that rotation. And honestly, getting a bit of luck based on the players who are coming in, but sometimes you just force it out.
That's right, man. This lobby is still so packed right now. Got so many players. Just a few one-by-ones over. Gafal, though, is going to be dropped immediately, and now we head over to Requiem George and his teammate, 2Gen Ever. They're trying to isolate this player. So this is the one we saw go down, and now they're just hunting, trying to make sure they can find this elimination as quickly as possible. I like the way they're navigating this, right? They're breaking 2 separate builds instead of just trying to bash through a single wall. Just making it more difficult. If you're on the inside, you're like, how, you know, they're coming in from 2 different angles. How do we defend against this? They did get the revive off, Paula, but they still have a lot of pressure.
On the same token, when you do go from 2 different angles, you also have to be careful because that's 2 more angles that they can use.
Right.
In that situation being box to box, face to face, 1 wall in between each other, and the stairs there kind of rotated the awkward way. Very difficult to kind of escape from that if they do manage to get that wall, if they do manage to get an angle on you. So deciding to back off, probably the healthy decision, especially as Zone 6 starts to move.
We saw George here drop a few, potentially 1 shadow bomb for his duo partner, Ever.
URL.
And here we go. They're immediately popped. The rotations are going to come out, but again, this is a very dense lobby. 33 players currently remain, 19 of them being duo partners. They need to find more. You know, you got to think, obviously you want to try and make placement. That's huge, but every extra elimination is going to make the difference on impacting that leaderboard. And I'm sure this is things they're thinking about, right? I'm just thinking aloud right now. Oh, perfect. Cassery gets traded out there, trying to make a late rotation. Not today, friend, not today.
Well, we saw earlier, I mean, they're only at 35 points in this game, but we saw Camo and Issa with that crazy performance to try to push them up in the leaderboards. They weren't in the top 10 last we looked, but you know, those performances are the one that really push you, not just 1, 2 spaces, but really 5, 10, 20 even in some cases.
That's right, and look up top, FaZe, Vorwin, and Atlantis Tux. They've got themselves the high ground advantage, which is huge. It's going to make a difference. Look at this. Someone trying to challenge, and immediately they say, we need to bail out. This is not the strategy. And Razny gets shredded like shooting fish in a barrel, comes right out of the sky, and the elimination is confirmed.
And this is even with the changes to the combat shotgun, the effectiveness at range getting dropped a little bit, but Warwin not doing anything, not worried about it at all. But here, Tux is going to be fighting for height. I think Warwin, his teammate, needs to start pressuring and stop this. But oh my goodness, what a shot up above the builds. Tux is going to find that elimination just there. Sloopy not going to find a height. Still going to be on Tux and Vorwin. Advantage to them.
Crack a ball right out in front. He drops the player and gets some blue damage numbers. Remember, that's on shield. If it's white damage numbers, they've got no shield. Tux gonna okay! Poseidon! Jube just gets ripped as well. People are just being picked off left and right. More shots!
I mean, at a certain point, Zeke, it's, do I even want to glide up there? But hold on, because somebody does go into zone and make a play for height, and that's going to be the signal for Tux and Vorwin to drop down. But as he says that, he's got a partner in crime going down. Nepsi cannot go parallel to Tux. Vorwin still has it, though.
This is huge, too, because he didn't have many builds, and that Elim gave him a ton, so now he can actually go try and meet back up with Vorwin, see how things are going. And, I mean, Tux and Vorwin, they're playing out of their minds right now, but look at everyone down below still. You got a few people in ballers. Gafal was on lethal HP. So many people in that mid-ground tarp that are now engaging Fremont, and is due part of 9 eliminations between them. They just hit top 10, 2 rounds of placement points. What in the world? A 14-point game, a 15-point game.
Yeah, and we just talked about Camo and Issa's performance, and Fremont and Kong right now making their way towards one of those that will push them up the leaderboards. They're at 66 right now, and maybe making a case for them to go to New York. Fremont and Kong, a little bit of a break right here. They're going to drop those turrets out, make sure that that's not going to be in the trap rotation. He's going to get it. The trap doesn't go. Oh, yes, he did go in, but not going to manage to do it. Finds Rasco regardless. And now his teammate as well. He actually finds Kubex too as they drop down all together, but it's now only Fremont. And look at this gaggle of players down below. I don't know if they're going to be able to all survive. Right now, Fremont does go down, and it's now Tux and Vorwin against Edwin on his own. Tux goes down and already finds the shots, and that's going to be the victory royale for Tux and Vorwin.
They played that so well, right? Like, they just waited. They knew, and especially 8 eliminations. An 18-point game, this is massive. This also, we saw the other duo was at 62 points. They're now at 66, so you got to think they're contesting for at least top 5, but for them to realize, like, look, everyone's down below. They're all fighting on that low ground tarp. Let's just hang out in the sky. Let's just do what we do best, wait this out, and of course, everyone like fish in a barrel comes to them, but look at this. Stompy and Shinken here, the little thin pancake. Who belongs in my heart forever. I mean, these guys, I don't know what else I could say about these guys. Like, the fact that they've been on top of the leaderboards weeks in a row, if you've got to think this is a favorite going into Fortnite World Cup Finals. You have to.
I think, you know, I'm looking at everybody using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup and all the predictions going in for New York, all the different personalities starting to make their opinions known. Everybody is putting Stompy and Shinken way up there, if not first and second, because they are dominating week after week, and I think we are in for a treat in this game because they're getting close and they're in the end game, and this is honestly, I think this might be the first time we've seen them. And you know what they do in end game, Zeke. It is crazy clinical Fortnite.
They absolutely terrorize the lobby. They just, everything they do is about how can they get an edge up, and then they make sure they're almost like squeezing the life out of you very slowly, right? Suffocating is like the word my mind went to, but it's kind of just like they're bringing the wall.
It is that.
It is that, right?
Because like when they do find an opportunity, they pounce so hard and so fast, and you have no time to react, and they just come from multiple angles, just like this. Stompy from above, Shinken on the bottom, and he already takes down 1 carries exactly. You see Shinken switching to him right now. He actually can get right behind him, and he finds it, but does now need to make sure that nobody is going to take advantage of the fact that Stompy is down. You can see immediately editing him down all the way because he needs to change positions. Everybody knows they just got an elimination in that box. And I think Freddy and Snag right here are going to see if they can take advantage here. They're definitely getting the loot, so maybe that's enough for them.
I think they're going to get the revive off. And don't forget, Chinkin actually has a Chug Jug in inventory, so he's going to be completely okay. He passes it over to Stompy. This is good. Now they have to have the 15 seconds. This is where things could get a little crazy, right? Because we saw the duo up above. If they decide to challenge, Stompy is not in fighting condition right now.
A note there that Stompy went so far away from where that initial fighting was and goes all the way to the farthest spot, not only for the zone, but also for anybody trying to find out where you are. And here comes the launch pad from Stompy. They're going to move ahead. Ooh, a nice little short launch there by accident even, but I'll take it if I'm Stompy.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate your point, you know, these guys are playing at the highest level possible, right? They know what a Chug Jug sounds like. Those sound cues are so very distinct. If you're sitting in a box and you hear that sound down below, you're like, we're going down, let's make some edits, someone's on critical, we're gonna take him out, and that's why he moved so far away, to make sure no one knew what was going on. So huge. 23 duels left, 39 players. Right now they're making a rotation. You've got people out in front, which is good, and they're still staying close by, which is really gonna maximize their efficiency here. A lot of people going down in the lobby as well.
I think staying close by is something we're actually not really used to seeing from Stompy and Chinkin. We see them trying to take over the lobby and get as many opportunities as possible, but what is that from Stompy? I mean, but one of the things that is very important here to note is their mobility is starting to look scarce. All that we see on Stompy right now is that glider play. They already used their shadow bombs, the launch pads, because of the position they were put in. They couldn't rotate early. So here, staying together, making, oh my goodness, he found
got a rift.
As I say that, the rift to go, the almost most valuable item at this point in the game, because not only are people rotating in the congested zones, but they're not looking up, because that first portion of the movement, everybody is looking to see, where do I need to go next?
And they've got a great bird's eye view, right? They're slowly descending on. You've got Alpha there going to drop down, but look, so now they're going to make the decision. We have to contest.
Oh, they knocked out.
Someone just brought the entire structure down. This is, it depends on what they decide to do. Look at Stompy. He's already trying to contest for the high ground, and Chinkin had to stop for just a moment to get that mini off. He's got the shadow bomb, but I don't think he wants to use this right now. He gets cracked from behind. The slurp is still ticking right now. He's just got to get himself into safety. He doesn't have any other utility baller, like a campfire, that would help him right now.
Yeah, but possibly Stompy does, and he's right on top of him now. So great, you know, staying together. They're glued to each other, almost in another elimination. First finding it before moving out. He gets stuck in the cone, but he's got to cover himself first. Does end up going down the zone. So perfect play here from Chinkin, and he's moving forward. And they did get in the top 15 just now as well with those 2 eliminations.
And just the way that Chinkin is like fluidly chaining eliminations back to back. And remember, if you don't finish that player off, there's a little bit of time before that siphon comes through. There's a player in the box. Oh! It doesn't even matter. Nebby gets shut down. They're on 11 eliminations right now. They're about to hit top 10. Bala, they're playing out of their freaking minds.
Nebby, one of those players who was towards the top, him and his teammate from Evade, and getting shut down here from Stompy and Chinkin, 2 people who have already qualified, who are not playing for qualification spots, but playing for keeps. Right now, they're showing off why they should be at the top of the leaderboard, and we just talked about it. We were like, where's Stompy and Chinkin? Because there's nobody who's qualified at the top of the leaderboard like we're used to seeing, but maybe after this game, things are gonna change, but the Heavy Snipey coming in. Heavy Snipey?
Snipey, yeah, absolutely. Snipey coming through. Now, don't forget, they're also at 66 points. We've seen 3 duos now with that point value. And look at this, Stompy's got to chain together these eliminations. Chinkin is down, but it's okay. Stompy's been in positions like this before. He knows how to clutch these games up. The campfire is rolling, Bala. He's getting back in that rhythm.
Getting back in that rhythm and achieving top 5 right there, that last placement threshold before the Victory Royale. So all he has to do.
Here we go, the key to all doors! Oh my! Okay, I'm gonna lose my freaking voice after today, I'm telling you right now. Stompy and Chinkin are putting on a show. The European queues are done as well. It's a free-for-all right now. Also, Pewds goes down a rocket from up above, Bala.
Just barely dodging that. And now he's up to 10, 15 total for this duel. It's a 1v1v1. He's hunting the player down on low ground, but he can't get in the zone. I think that's going to be the end because Katsus is looking right at him. Now, has the Chug Splash. The RPG just barely is going to hit the wall in front of him. Using the Chug Splash and the campfire, I don't think it's going to be enough because the player up above probably has more in the tank, but he's going to come down. Is it going to happen? No. Massey is going to win that game against Cactus. over the heel off there, and that is just an unbelievable sequence of events. We followed Stompy and Shinken from the beginning, and look where they ended up. 15 eliminations, the most out of any placement thresholds besides the Victory Royale. That is a performance for the ages and a reminder of why we need to be scared of them going into New York City.
That ain't no little tiny thin pancake, bro. That's a big old beefy pancake covered in delicious syrup. You like to see it. But of course, guys, there's more Fortnite action. We've got more games hopping in right now. Got Dervig and his duo partner. They've got their eyes set on another duo sitting in a box. I believe they've got double heavy snipes. That's why we'd ping this out. A single shot's gonna come out and wait for it. Okay, so they're gonna break this wall. They wanna get a little bit of a better vantage point. That's smart, right? Because they're over that little lip there. Nope, they're not there. But now you've made the heavy sniper known, right? Now this other duo is like, well, they're looking to take shots. You know, the panic launch pad.
I don't necessarily know if that's panic. So they are in the side of zone, making their way in, and you can see now Drivig and his teammate Waldo are going to go in, but he box fights indeed, gets Wet Bra right out of there, no chance to react at all. And that is something that you can catch people by surprise, is they're trying to make that rotation, right? They're trying to figure out what their plan is to go forward. And because of that, they're all looking around. They're not paying attention to the fact that they're not covered. They're not paying attention and listening to the fact that there's a heavy sniper coming in, or just a pickaxe even, from one of the most obvious locations right above you.
And I mean, you saw them separate for a moment, him and his dual partner, and now they just use that rift to reposition and get to go close back together. Got Marcote here and Squalls K. Marcote here has got 6 eliminations. Again, this is almost unusual, Bala, because I feel like, you know, semifinals are typically the day where you find a ton of players sitting on mountains of eliminations, right? Borderline double digits at times. But on finals day, very rarely you see that happen. You see eliminations be picked up toward the end, right? When you break that placement barrier and then you're like, I'm just gonna catch people making late rotations, but that's not been the case today. You can tell players they're ready. They are so hungry. They want those tickets.
You can almost feel the pressure that they're feeling, that they're playing with, right? The high eliminations, they have to go for it because it's all or nothing right now in this moment. There's only 4 spots left up for grabs in EU. That isn't much out of all the players who are playing and out of the top 1,500 that made it from semifinals to today.
That's right. And remember, we recently saw the highest point value we've seen is 66. So we know that's like, we'll say top 10 at best right now. But look at everyone in the sky all hanging out. May have been a rift to go, a community launch pad, a potential guy. Yeah, the vents are right there over by the hot spots. Right now, Alpha and Mark, they're just chilling, trying to find more eliminations. Any at all would be helpful. They find one.
That stink bomb coming to great effect as players start to make all their rotations, and it was a perfect opportunity to use it because, as we saw, there were so many players in the sky, and those players in the sky are all going to end up being low because of everybody else looking right up at them. So a good opportunity for a lot of people to find eliminations there, but I'm going to opt to rift as they start to get pressured and as this 7th zone starts to move.
This is going to be a little bit weird, right? Because remember, we're fighting in that biome that's like forest, the big tall trees. Depending on where we go, they could potentially land on the top. Let's stream Vato there in the bottom right corner for just a moment. They're in this game, and remember, they are looking to qualify. Wolfies and Rojo, we saw them earlier, right? They were in top 5. Yeah. They're still here with 65 points.
For some context, when we first checked in on the leaderboards, it was Wolfies and Rojo who were in the top spot, but they did get overtaken by Vato and Sky, so this might actually come to a head. Those 2 teams facing off in this game. Here's Wolfies getting in that box. He's going to take out Jachu from behind. But his teammate coming through with the trap, not going to be enough because Wolfies, the quick edit's going to go back on top of him and does find the elimination. Precious goes down. Even using the turret there, I mean, I'm wondering if that was a panic or an accident. But it's going to work out perfectly because if anybody was playing down below, he actually doesn't have to spend a cone there. It's not going to go down. It gives you extra HP on that floor.
And look, dude, they're still in this. Sky and Vato, they're in that middle ground tarp. They're actually going toe-to-toe with Wolfies and Rojo right now. This is the duo that they're fighting. So look, they actually have 70 points. This is now the new highest total we have seen. So it must be another 2 points coming in. They've hit top 10. The next threshold they're looking at is top 5 Bala. It's coming down to the wire.
And you can see how careful and calm they are playing. They're making sure that they spend the time to use their heals, use their items, because if you don't use them, you're going to lose them. And finding one that's Drivig who goes down, and they're still pushing for that top 5. They're still pushing towards that victory royale and looking really good while doing it.
I thought that was Wolfies and Rojo. I thought with my heart of hearts. I believed it. And look at this. Watch the top left. Rojo finds another elimination, so you know he's alive and kicking. They've hit top 5, 75 points over on the Lestream duo. The French-speaking community's got to be losing their minds. Up above, you got Mark and Alphen as well. The question is, where is Wolfies? Where is Rojo? Where are they in relation to each other? This duo right in front of them very well could be them, or it could be Alphen and Mark. It depends. I want to see this hide wide, man. I almost want to see a 3-box. I got to know with my heart.
Well, the trap going in there is definitely going to de-incentivize Skyt and Vato to go in, and there we can see Mark and Alphen up top. Wolfies and Rojo down below. They take out takeoffs. And now it's all time to go right down. They know exactly the situation, but Skyt gets taken out right away by Wolfies, and they're still fighting. Vato goes out. Rojo and Wolfies take the win there, and they're still going. There's only 2 players remaining. It's a 1 versus 1 right now. Low HP though, and Smoke, Mark, and Alphen are gonna come up from the top and clean up house.
That was insane. They ended with 77 points. That extra 3 points would have probably helped get them to that 80 threshold and just help build that lead. But this is absolutely insane. I think, Ball, for now, we got to send it back in the studio. We got to meet up with Pookie. We got to see how things are going. So, Pookie, let's send it your way.
Thank you so much, Zeke. I am here in the studio. Those games are absolutely wild. EU is, like always, not disappointing, that is for sure. But I am joined with my good friend Sundown. He has got some clips for us. I know you got a little bit of Stompy. Can't wait to see that. Show us what you got.
Yeah, let's actually jump in right here with some of the duos who have been popping off so much today in the last block. First off, we had the VAR duo of Refscar and Hackscore being able to put a ton of work on the mid ground. So first, you can just see catching the players who are trying to rotate through, putting the legendary infantry rifle to work, finding Comey there, but watch what happens on the rest of the mid-ground tarp. That's one thing we talked about, being ready to fight at all times. Catches Booth right there, 0 ping, won't save you as Refscar, then immediately edits around, checks another angle, gets the cleanup on Idrakil. That wasn't his knock, but the materials that he ends up getting from that was huge. But Hackscore is then covering the other side, is able to get the other part of the Valhalla Vikings duo, and now they're going to work. Benji Fishy, one of the best players in the world, going down on the backside, brilliantly done, and Hackscore picking up another one on the Impact Fixie, fragging his way into the top, but wasn't able to close it out. Tux now, on the other hand, was a one-man wrecking crew here. Just watch him going to work on the backside of the storm and putting the combat shotgun to work. I mean, for me, you can tell he's got adjustments there with how Tux is just lasering people. And then that shot was so good, catching Nipsey in shadow form as he dropped down around the side, and he wasn't done yet. Again, we've talked about the power position that is the high ground when you're able to work from top down, close the bottom of the store, and Tux and Vorin just close out here, making sure he's phased through the floor to get Edwin. Now, we've seen a duo trying to qualify. Here's a duo who has already qualified and are potentially one of the best in the world for this part of the competition. Now, got the trade off there. Shinken gets the revive onto Stompy. He's sitting currently at 4 elims. They're on 6 right now, but let's start counting, because Stompy is going to go to absolute work, and this is just catching people in rotations and being aware. The quick double right away pushes them up to 8, and that was Melside too on the backside of it. Now they're up to 11 because Shinken was able to go to work, but the revive on Stompy ends up being the difference because he's able to push through. Finds Mashouz right there, now up to 12 as a duo. You will see Shinken go down on the backside there, so Stompy is just going to continue being a one-man wrecking crew on the tarp, up to 13 as a duo. Heavy snipes his way in, doesn't slow down, and continues pushing the pace, picks it up there, but unfortunately wasn't able to close out for the victory route. Stompy putting on a clinic, showing why he's able to contest for the very top. Now, as we talked about, the queues are closed, but we're not done yet. We want to see those final matches and what's left, Books.
For sure. Now, interestingly enough, I had the opportunity to speak with Stompy the other day. You know, we exchanged a little bit of back and forth about how he's feeling for World Cup. Him and Shinken are practicing 12 hours a day. They are going into this hard, and from what we've seen, it certainly shows. But you know what? I can't wait to get into more games. Zeke and Bala, let's hear from you.
Pookie just flexing all over us right now, talking about how she's talking with Shinken and Stompy. That's cool. I also talk to players. No, it's not. Pookie.
Don't cry on us now, but
it's already cried 6 times. That's a 6. All right, Fortnite fan, we are back.
And we're tuning in with Pyro and Destiny's Jesus right here. Destiny's Jesus is definitely somebody that's been on a lot of people's radar because, you know, we all learn from this guy. Everybody's watching his videos because every single day it feels like he's coming out with a new technique on how to box fight or how to build fight. His partner Pyro right now, they're slightly split. We'll see if they're going to be able to find any picks on the way in. Do find Wolfie. It's not Wolfies that we saw from the other game. So just to keep that in mind right here.
Different Wolfies. So let's reiterate. We did not look at standings. But we know like 77 points is the highest we've seen at this point, right? So for Pyro and Destiny's Jesus, especially with maybe a last few games, they've got to make some really big things happening. Right now, Pyro is saying, don't even worry, fam. We've got you. We're going to pick up eliminations left and right. They've also hit the first round of placement points. This is going to be super, super beneficial for them.
Yeah, and when I said they were split, I didn't actually realize that they're not even split at all. They just kind of have 2 different angles here that they're approaching. Finding picks right here. Destiny Jesus looking down that south side and Pyro looking over towards the east. And finding those eliminations, not only does he have those, but he's feeling comfortable because he's finding those picks, getting the siphon, all that. They're getting themselves healthy, but he has 2 rip-to-goes as well in the inventory as Carnage is to go for heavy snipe. Oh, that is why you kind of need to make sure that you're not going into these situations, these end games, with low white HP, with low health, because if you don't have any bandages or anything like that, you're not going to be able to recover that without siphon, right? And if somebody is carrying, by chance, some stink bombs, and they realize, hey, I can go ahead and throw this on this box and get 2 people ticking down at the same time, that's value from that stink bomb, and also finding elimination because he was low, too low to even survive even a tick from it.
And I mean, they made it very known that what they were trying to do, right? The first heavy snipe came in and blew the wall out. At that point, you got to just build a wall, re-edit your ramp, and then just like move a 1x1 space back, right? A grid space back, because you know what they're trying to do, and you've got to expect. I did not expect that. Another stinker here, and this is what I'm talking about, right? You already see the players trying to get away from the stink bomb there, but in a similar fashion, you got to be ready. You got to think, what could they have at their disposal? They're trying to pressure us right now, especially in this position. We've got to be ready for a stink to come in. But right now, Carnage is going to look to reposition. Pretty good spot right now on this far side of the circle. Now we're just waiting.
Heavy snipe comes in, the tree's in the way though, and I don't think there's a player directly in this box. He might have thought, because the tree was in the way, that
they were hiding behind.
Yeah, exactly. When the sound is there, you kind of hear the sound cues. You know that there's something coming. But regardless,
there's the player.
He comes in from the side. They both edit into the same box from different walls, and that's going to be the end of probably both of those duos, unfortunately, because they're fighting right on the edge of zone and with walls ahead of them as well. They're not going to be able to make their way out that easily, and a lot of players are going to realize exactly what's going on. But look how high Vapors and Yuto are right now, and we're already down to 12 teams in this game, Zeke.
I mean, they've got the builds, they've got a flint knock, they've got a chug splash, just a single one if they need to get crazy. They dropped out in the box, the first shot misses 125. And Land gets destroyed there. The chug splash gonna help top him off. Unfortunately, look, his dual partner Yuto up above has been dropped, so now it is all on the shoulders of Vapor. They have 3 eliminations between them, so they've got to chain together more if they're looking for more points. Thankfully, the Storm goes back the opposite way.
And look who actually took high ground from them. It's Destiny's Jesus and Pyro, who we stuck in with before, and he still has that GL that he's been using, the grenade launcher from range, finding himself one before, and actually gonna find another Rift to go. Not gonna be that useful right now, but that GL is going to be, because they are having a free roam range right here up on top. They can throw this GL down in so many different cracks. And did he get it in that wall? Yes, but it's not gonna find any damage. Actually, somebody fighting for height right now, but with those build fight tactics that he's been working on, he's gonna go ahead and crank right back up and not let him take it, but in this case, does end up taking it. The chug splash coming in. Ooh, a rift play. This is kind of an all or nothing. They might land on Alpha and Blaster right here. No, they're going to go out and scoop back out of the zone, but no, Piro lands, and Destiny's Jesus didn't, so a little bit of miscommunication right here. Is Destiny's Jesus going to be able to maybe knock this out? Because I know Piro has something. He does find Blaster, so is he going to actually take this team on head-to-head right now and possibly put themselves in position to win this game? Destiny's Jesus making his way right back up, and this fight is for all the marbles. The spam coming in from below, and that's going to be the end of Blaster and Alpha. Piro and Destiny's Jesus took the high ground.
This is so huge. All he had to do was buy the time for the siphon to come through, and that's exactly what he did. Look, Alpha dropped all the way down. He was like, look, you know what? That entire fight is lost. And now Destiny's Jesus and Piro can rejoin. Down below, Pablo is going toe-to-toe with Alpha. And look at this, Suicide Mark as well. He gets traded out. And now Pablo is in a 1v2.
I think actually Destiny Jesus just knocked a few GLs down there, but he falls to his elimination right there. He gets knocked, and right now Piro's making the slow climb down. It's now a 1v1 as Alpha goes down, but Piro takes out Vapor, and the Victory Royale puts them at 63 points to win that game.
Man, so don't forget, we've seen quite a bit of points. They very well could be contesting for top 5 right now, and that would be absolutely huge. But of course, more games, more action to tune into. We're over by Tomato Temple. Look at it. All hail your tomato overlords.
Well, right now, just a recap of where we're talking about in terms of standings. You said that the highest points that we saw was what, 77?
77.
So
that's the highest we've seen so far.
Destiny's Jesus and Piro at 63 or maybe 64, depending on how that updates with that last elimination. They could be pushing up towards not necessarily qualification range just yet, but another one of those performances, and they very well could be. Remember though, the queues are closed, so that could have been the last game that we just watched there. But here's Rennick takes out Mitro, and his teammate Vermax is already down, so Mitro himself did not have his dual partner Mongrel, but we already know their prowess. They've, you know, it seems as if they've qualified multiple times for duos already, Mitro and Mongrel, so they're not worried about that. Obviously not getting a chunk of that $2 million that's spread across all the regions. But again, talking about the scores and the standings, right now you can see Frenzy and Ads are already kind of tied with that last team that we saw.
Yep.
So possibly
and if I
push
remember,
up through this game.
If I remember, it was Stomping Chichinkin, right, that had 77. If I remember correctly. It's honestly probably so much action.
If that's an assumption that we're trying to make, I think we can go ahead and make that comfortably.
I think what I was also going to say in regards to that is that don't forget they've already qualified, right? So even if they're sitting at that #1 spot, that shifts the entire standings down, all right? So not 1 through 4th that are going through, but instead 2 through 5th will be going through. But right now,
and that's a story in and of itself. Yeah. Stompy and Shinken, they have done it every single duos week. They have done it every single duos week. They have not missed a beat on making sure they're up in the top spots every single weekend.
Man, to get and be able to like get that kind of practice, right, and to keep doing it. One thing would be like, we qualified, we hit, you know, the very next week we hit first, all right, then we've hit at least like maybe top 10. But no, these guys are hitting top 3 back to back.
Stink bombs right now, Zeke. I think he's going to get both from this last one. I think this is going to do it. I think his HP is going to be gone, but no, not throwing it all the way ahead, but he's going to find the AR shots regardless. So Ghosty and Jamif falling to, you know, he actually still has 2 more stink bombs right here. That's crazy.
And don't forget, these get more valuable as the circle closes, right? Because remember, this is the space of, or I guess the stink cloud is a little bit bigger than a 1x1. So as that circle continues to close, you can really be putting some people in really tough spots, especially when you're basically just saying, the entire play space you're in right now, boom, I have dealt it, you're smelling it.
Classic Zekeism right there. He always gets the last laugh. But moving into the rest of this game right now, it's Zeke and Narcos on high ground.
You know, I really got to reach out to Zeke here because we have the same name, and every time Sundown is on broadcast and says his name, I look and I'm like, wait, did you say my name? Does he need me? Oh, never mind. It's just Zeke and Narcos. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, always on high ground, always winning games, something that Zeke is not familiar with.
Dang it, I was going to make the joke. You beat me to the punch.
But Yarcos and Zeke are certainly familiar with it as they take high ground and hold it against Kaspersa, who tried to take it from them. Yarcos is qualified in solos, not just yet in duos, but we'll see here if the Polish duo can do it, can qualify for New York. They're at 57 right now. We saw a couple of players that were ahead of them in terms of points in this game.
Right.
So everything matters, remember. Every interaction counts. I think he has another opportunity here to knock down, but no, they're not going to take it. They're going to decide time to back off. But as that branches out more and more, hold on, because Hadkos falls directly into somebody's box, and I think that's going to be the end. Yes, he falls to the zone because that player takes advantage of the, distraction that he had up on high ground and knocks him out from below. No, it's Frenzy and Ads that I was just kind of referencing in terms of their points. At 66, they take the high ground, Zeke.
Look at this, 67 points now. They're trying. Now, don't forget, we saw, again, 77 is the highest we've seen so far. They're 10 points in striking distance, and that's if that duo was in the #1 spot. So you've got to think, again, these guys are contesting for top 5. We've seen teams literally sit here and trade places, and if they hit top 15, this would be huge. Lestream, Vato, and Skite are in this game, Bala.
That is huge. And they're at 77 as well,
so
as we see and update their scores. So just like you're talking about, 77 is that point to beat. Right now, they're going to find another. The cone slide comes in. It's Takeoffs again who goes down, and his teammate Andretta falls to Tux, who is with Vorwin. We saw them win the game earlier.
And look, dude, they jump up to 81 points. They hit the top 15. Those first 3 points are so crucial. And look, they're just waiting it out, right? This lobby is going to continue to thin itself out. Zeke, my boy, unfortunately gets picked up and another round of placements. 83, Bala. 83. They could very well clutch this up and just be the point leaders.
This could be it. Skite and Vato could finally, after 10 weeks of trying, after 4 duos competitions, all those weekends finally paying off, possibly here for Skite and Vato. We've seen this exact situation play out in that game that they got all the way towards the top 5 last time, with a lot of eliminations racking up as well. They're playing slow, and they're making sure that they're going to get that ticket to New York.
And if you watch in the top left, Vato, unfortunately, he gets traded out. He's gone down and he gets picked up by
Subscribe my channel. I will subscribe your channel.
Mongrel gets picked up. Skite's dropped down to 18 HP. In his mind, he's probably thinking this is his moment to shine in the sun. Down to 8 HP. He has to make something happen. Even just hitting top 5 would make the difference right now, Bala.
And I don't even think all these builds are his. You can see as soon as he got into the next box, he frantically makes but it's Tux who took out Vato earlier. He uses the stink bomb at the opportune moment and takes out a few more. That's 7 eliminations total. Vorwin's still up though, so he still has an opportunity to make this work.
Oh man, eliminated 6 there, just on the cusp, but it's okay.
No problem.
Again, that's now the highest point value we've seen. Even evade ads, look at this, 75 points right now. These numbers are getting out of control. Vorwin down on the lowest ground. He's going to be dropped.
Got to break through metal, though.
He's got to find Sensei. Look up. He's got to get Sensei. He's going to jump down in front. No. He does not get the trade out. Ads right now has the health advantage. Frenzy and Sensei, look at them both. They're so hurt that the storm is continuing to tick them out, and it is not enough. It's Ads and Frenzy get the victory royale.
Man, Zeke, we're getting 79 points.
I can't
and
do
that
this.
could be 80 because I know that elimination counter is slow to update towards the end of these replays. It could be enough, and that could even be possibly their last game, or they could have gotten one more in before these queues. I mean, Zeke, this is coming straight down to the wire here in Europe.
Oh my goodness, man. Of course it would be like this for the final week. It's been like this every, periodically we've seen moments like this where we've seen players edged out at the very end.
And I gotta, Vato and Skite, man.
Yes.
Out in 6th place in that game, not quite making it to 5th place. That could come back to bite them in a terrible fashion. It could be heartbreaking for them, but we go ahead and catch up with them later in the standings. We'll see where they all end up. Here, Thomas and Kluja finding 1 elimination this game, and again, we're looking at the point ranges. 77 was that, but as we saw that last game, they pushed over that 77.
So don't forget, they're at 83
URL.
points when we last saw them. So right now, if you're looking at Thomas and his dual partner, Kluja, they could very well contest that 83 points that we saw, right? It's only a difference of 6 points. That's making it into top 10. They're at, or excuse me, top 5. With a few eliminations sprinkled in there, man, I do not want to see Skite and Vato get edged out again. They've come so close so many times. This has got to be their week, and you've got to think they're thinking the same thing, right? They're like, it's all come down. We've put everything on the line. We're playing our hearts out. This is our week to qualify. Just keep your head up and keep positive.
And let's not forget about Tux and Vorwin there in that last game as well. Contesting with Skite and Vato, actually taking them out
Right.
First, Vato ends up getting split, and Tux takes advantage of that, and then the stink bomb coming in at the perfect moment. Skype not having any white heals. We talked about it earlier. So ending up edging them into that top 5 and finding some eliminations on the way, too.
Probably kicking themselves.
URL.
Thinking if we'd made that top 5, it would have just helped ensure that our placements were very high. But right now, the current game, Berlof here and his duo partner, Artemis Swede, they're in top 15. Don't forget that first round of placement points is great, but they're at the 39 threshold. They've got to make more happen. And don't forget Thomas and Klusha, they're sitting on 77 if I remember
I
correctly.
make subscribe, you make for me.
Who else is in this lobby? What other big names can we scout out?
It's not just big names, but anybody who's up at the top of the leaderboards right now, because as far as I'm concerned, Thomas and Klusha are the subjects of this game as far as we've seen so far. Obviously, everybody else getting the action. Berlof here, we've already seen them pick up one. They picked up another knock. Are they going to be able to find the elimination here? And they're holding them in zone. They're going to actually probably get this. Definitely the knock is going to be confirmed.
Oh, he should have just taken the shots with the AR. He's going to get blue damage numbers over. Here we go. Isla there gets picked up, but oh, man, this is coming down to the wire. This 14 number hasn't quite changed. Top 10 is the next threshold.
Well, they get knocked out.
Oh, they're coming down. They got to start building down. Did they drop?
Probably just a little bit of damage there, or, you know, started using the glider redeploys. Yes, the rift comes out actually for Berlof, but I don't think he took his teammate Sweet with him. No. You see only a little bit of white HP missing, so probably maybe used a shadow bomber or maybe a flint knock or something to save himself from taking the damage. But who's on high ground? He's looking to see, maybe I'm going to make a play right now. No, he's going to decide I want to join my teammate, and Sweet has a perfect hold for him as he edits him down through it. It's Thomas and Klusha on high ground, by the way.
Yeah, this is a game. They need to close this game out, right? Like, we know for a fact 83, again, in case you just tuned in, that was the highest threshold we've seen for points. Klusha and Thomas, they were at 77 not that long ago. They're about to hit top 10, which is another round of placement points on top of any eliminations they picked up along the way. Down below, though, Swede and Artemis Sweet and Berlof, I hope I'm saying that correctly. They're making things happen, right? They've got the 6 eliminations. They want to try and rack up as many as possible, but they are so far behind right now.
And I've got to criticize the use of that second shadow bomb there instead of getting into the box. Maybe a misclick or something, because now he doesn't have the rotation to stay with his teammate Berlof, who does have one more shadow bomb remaining. They're going to have to path in and walk it in.
Right now, again, top 10 is another round of placement points. Everything is going to slow down. Santo is single, unfortunately picked off right there at the edge, missing out on those points. I want to go back up top, right? I want to see what's going on with Klusha. I want to see their points right now. Berlof.
Survives there.
Yep.
So everything coming down to these milliseconds decision. I still haven't seen Thomas. Yes, they finally got one elimination from up on high ground. Sweet, starting to use that campfire. It's full effectiveness here as the zone starts to go back in the other direction. 5 players, or 5 duos remaining, 7 total players.
Oh, and Thomas gets picked up. That puts Artemis Sweet in the top 5, another round of placement points. So does that mean, that must mean they both have been eliminated? Yes, they are both gone. Right now on the high ground, you've got a player, and everyone else is super huddled together, because don't forget, this play space is just shrinking right now. Stir6, his dual partner Twix, is alive. They find Sweet, who gets picked off.
I love the placement of that trap, though, and the quick reaction from Sweet to actually edit his cone in a certain way so he can make it out unscathed, but still. 4 duos remaining. 1 player drops behind. They're all the same skin for some reason, and Stysrix is going to be able to find him easily. So that duo down on low ground by themselves right now against 2 more players, Nijulian and Oxy right here.
And down below, Styrix and Twix are the only duo left. They immediately shut down Oxy. They're like, 1 player's pushing us, just let's cooperate, let's shut this guy down, and now they're in a 2v1. Gooden here is gonna have the fight of his life, and he's on the 64 points. We've seen a lot of players hovering in that range. This could make the difference if he can find both of these eliminations and the victory royale. 5 points could make the difference. He gets cracked, Bala, down to 23-13. Oh my God! Oh my God! That was the sickest flint knock I've ever seen.
That could have been the sickest flint knock I've ever seen, because if he got that elimination and landed, he could have gotten the siphon and all of a sudden forced this into a
URL.
1v1 with HP advantage. But unfortunately going to go out into the zone, not able to control himself with the flint knock. Just like Zeke here, a little bit of excitement there from that play.
I'm melting in my chair. I'm just slowly sliding down. I'm trying to collect myself, Fortnite fan, but it's not working right now. Next game, 62 players, 34 duos, still sliding down. 85 points from Rojo and Wolfies? Okay, guys. All right, listen.
So they were slowing down when we last took a look at the standings when I was up there with you, Zeke. They were slowing down. They fell out of that first place. They're starting to creep down to that 6th, that 7th. We were talking about whether their games have been played yet, but climbing back in a strong fashion here. They've got one more game, and at 85 points, if they make this a big one, they could break 100 and almost guarantee themselves a spot to New York.
They have shifted gears, shifted mindset, and have said, we need to punch our tickets. We need to be on the stage of the World Cup Finals in New York City right now. They've got 3 eliminations between them. Don't forget, top 15 is the round of placement points. They are halfway there. They've got to play this smart. They've got to find these few eliminations, like this one player roaming around. Oh my God! Elite gets picked off, another elimination heading their way. And look at this, they're just looking to confirm eliminations, beam players as they can while being as safe as possible, because look at all the resources they've got available to them. Shadow bombs, chug splashes, the combat, minis, they've got it all. They're looking to make this, Bala.
It's kind of crazy. I actually thought that he had an infantry rifle in his hands, but no, it's actually a heavy AR, which you don't see used too often anymore because of the effectiveness of that infantry rifle at long range, but you can't. You got to take what you get, and maybe he even prefers the heavy AR, because it does have, you know, a bigger clip in it.
Yeah.
Not doing quite as much damage, but up in the top left right now, we're not only looking at the thresholds reaching top 25, but Mr. Savage goes down in this game. Not too consequential because he's already qualified for New York, but that's another hint that they're probably not going to be making it up there and taking those top 4 spots.
That's right. Don't forget they've qualified, which means right now they're playing for money, which is great. So you got to think they're trying to find eliminations. Den, Magic Pulse. By the way, someone tweeted at us. That means the magical sausage. You're welcome. The more you know. More shots coming out here from Ollie is cracked. He did not manage to crack that player's shields, but the shots were pretty on point, and he's, of course, 761 above the damage threshold for the Storm. There, Motor, for just a brief moment, peeks out, and Ollie finds and secures it.
I think he might have also hit Motor's teammate, Ferox.
I believe he did.
As he jumped out of that box, I'm looking at Wolfies and Rojo right now, carpeting their way towards the zone. They're going to go ahead and decide to launch pad. They use that, you know, tarp for a second just to get ahead of everybody else, make sure they're not going to, you know, hit their heads and waste the launch pad effectively. But here, Benji using those chug splashes to immediately get back up to max health, starting his turtle forward.
And the fish out of water here. I mean, the duel of these, you know, we kind of, it's funny that you said we may not see them in top 10, but look at the point threshold.
I know.
They said, look, Bala, we're savage. We're Benji Fishy, bro. Don't put us out. By the way, four rounds in the AR, only 4.
And Zeke finds actually 2 players who didn't edit their box close. He's going to take out Black. And his teammate as well, Stoico, going down, and that's probably the end of their run in the World Cup.
Benji literally just said, Zeke, I don't care about these 4 AR rounds. Watch me pick up the double, and now I'm sitting on 300. Check me again, bro. I'm a fish out of water. I can breathe in fresh air. That was, in case you didn't see that, that was a thing at the summer block party, which made me laugh, by the way. Go back and watch those little interstitials. They're fantastic. That's what I was referencing. But 86 points over on Wolfsies and Rojo.
Yeah, and he's actually in trouble here as the Shadow Bomb. This player actually doesn't realize, though, he's going to take a nice shot onto Mawaka, sorry. As Wolfie's making his way forward, Rojo is split, but we've seen this situation before. Again, reaching towards that 90 points right now. One more elimination is going to do it, but Rojo goes down, and it's all up to Wolfie's right now.
All right, here we go. So Rojo gets picked up. But now, look, they've just hit that 90-point threshold. So let's think about this, right? If Wolfies could clutch it up by himself, he'd have to at least get the Victory Royale, which is another 7 points, and at least 3 eliminations. There's still 10 players. It's doable.
To get 100, is that what
to break the triple digits. Yeah, I want to see the 100. I want to see it because you know they want to see it too.
I mean, based on what scores I'm seeing already spread out throughout the map and the games that we've seen, I think he's already probably clinched it. But you know, he's thinking, I have to perform the best I have ever done here. I have to win this game if I want to make it, because I don't have high ground. I don't have a teammate. I've got to do everything. I've got to take all this responsibility on my shoulder, all the pressure from all 10 weeks, and do it right now, Zeke.
That's right. And you got to think they're probably saying, like, just imagine this was you on the stage of the World Cup Finals, right? Imagine you're in that moment. Take everything, all the practice, the long hours you put and dedicated to this game and focus it and hone it in right now. Wolfies, he's got 3 eliminations. Again, 94 points. If he could find 3 more eliminations, it's not enough. Confetti trades him out and shuts him down in that moment. And now it's coming down to this. It's a 2v1.
Confetti and Toos. It's kind of crazy because we started World Cup in week 1 in semifinals. Toos playing in solos, actually destroying the semifinals, and now here again, ending EU. Is he going to be able to pick up this win? It could propel them up to 71 points, but it's going to happen. Ollie goes down, almost makes a hero RPG play onto Confetti. My heart dropped for a second there, but that really could be, you know, a story from the start to the finish, Zeke.
Yeah. This is, I think, the only fitting thing now to do. I'm stressing out of my mind, but for now, let's send it into Pookie. She's in the studio. She's going to break down what's going on.
Thank you so much, Zeke. You know what? Go get yourself a sandwich. Go get a drink of water. Calm down. I was over there. You were stressing out for sure. I am joined here with Sundown. Those games are absolutely incredible. You always putting on a show, never disappointing. Speaking of that, don't want to bring up who's going to be disappointed or excited, but we got to look at the standings.
The final standings, the last 4 coming out of Europe. It's been so absurdly competitive, and let's take a look. Punch some tickets going through. Wolfies and Rojo taking the top spot. Stompy Tashinkin, Benji Fishy, and Mr. Savage don't know how to share. They're still hanging out. Had already qualified, so that means it shifts down, and we got Skype, Invato, Vorin, and Tux, and then Klusha in Singularity's Thomas HD taking up the spots, 1 point separating the difference, going through there. Saw it going down. I mean, this is nuts. So many players who we've seen. Klusha getting the double qualification going through. Shinken and Stompy not knowing how to stay off of the top. Huge runs from Skype and Vato, as well as Vorin and Tux. And then Wolfies and Rojo just dominating at the start of the day, kind of falling off, and everyone was saying, oh, can they stay up there? A huge last-minute surge, $20,000, a trip to New York City, Pooks. That's massive.
Congratulations to everyone who has qualified for World Cup Finals in New York in July. I cannot wait to meet all of you, but we have some visits to get down to, Sundown.
Time to punch some tickets, right?
Yeah, we got to punch those tickets.
All right, let's get the top one right there. Congratulations, Wolfies and Rojo.
We got Skype and Vado coming out of the stream. Am I doing this one?
Yeah, you can get that one as well. Split it up 2 and 2, and then get Vorin and Tux. Such a great job from Tux there. We saw a number of his plays. Vorin as well, clutching up in the end, and then rounding it out. Klusha, by the way, in Singularity. Thomas HD. Congratulations, all of you played so incredibly well. It was a great day to round it out. But again, hey, first of all, to even get to Sunday in Europe, it took 67 points in a victory royale. Like, if you were playing on Sunday, you're among the best of the best there, and just because your name isn't up here doesn't mean you're done. There's always going to be more to play for. There's always more there. And speaking of always more competitive Fortnite stuff, we recently actually just launched our own dedicated Twitter to all things competitive Fortnite. You know, let's just throw it on up there. Go ahead and give it a follow as well. It's twitter.com/FN competitive, and I mean, there's always a way to get involved. We're going to be highlighting plays, we'll be doing breakdowns, we'll be asking you who your favorite players are up there, so keep an eye on that. And then let's also see what is up on the social wall and what players had to say up there boom, right on up there. And then everyone's saying, welcome to Twitter on there. Let's go. People being excited about it. And look at that. I love the Sharks just slamming the like and the retweet button.
Nice. I love that. Cutest graphic I've seen on this wall thus far. Can we just talk about Evade Orange's tweet for a second? The only Twitter I need. Could not have said it better myself.
Well, he needs his own there to interact with it as well.
That's
but
true.
I mean, just
you know, potato, potato. That is what it is. But yeah, guys, if you're not following this Twitter already, please go and give it a follow. I'm following it. I know Sundown is. Tweet to us on there. We'll be replying to stuff all day today. But you know what? I feel as though, you know, we've seen a lot of games coming out of Europe today. You know, we've seen a lot of people, you know, punch their tickets. Congratulations to everybody so far. I cannot personally wait to get into the next set of games. So before we do that, we are going to go to a quick break. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll have more Fortnite action.
Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and numbs. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos Royale with brunch. Red juices, a tasty treat for Lil Whip, PB, and Pizza Pete. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and numbs. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and numbs.
What's up, Fortnite fam? Sundown here, and today we are going to talk about the Tactical Assault Rifle and its addition to competitive play.
The Tactical Assault Rifle is probably one of the best additions to the game. It's a long-range weapon where you could save AR ammo if you have a drum gun.
Small bullet you can find everywhere, so it's a good weapon.
The Tactical AR is an uncommon, epic, and legendary weapon that utilizes light ammunition and has a high rate of fire. It does 22, 23, or 24 damage depending on rarity, has a pretty fast first shot accuracy timer, and a dope reloading animation. I mean, come on. Just look at it. We've seen a lot of competitive players opt into using the Tactical Assault Rifle over the course of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. So let's hear from some of the players who qualified for the finals and get their thoughts on the TAC AR's addition to the game.
It's really good. Like really good. Once you get to endgame scenarios like 5th zone and beyond, it absolutely beams. It's very viable in meta right now. Everybody's been using it.
I like it because you could actually sneak up on someone. It has this low sound, so it's hard to hear.
It has its viability due to its first shot accuracy that can make it really strong, and the fall off damage isn't as strong as it was for the silent SG, which got vaulted.
I reckon the gun's awesome for endgame, because if you've got height, that gun can really get a lot of eliminations because it's like a laser, and people endgame tend to have less HP than they would towards the early and mid game, so I think it's really strong in situations.
Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on the Tactical Assault Rifle, and when do you like to use it? Send us your opinions using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, and I'll see you on the battle bus, or maybe on the high ground with a TAC AR.